Official history tells us a very simple story. Civilization began around 6,000 years ago with the Sumerians in Mesopotamia. Before that, humanity was little more than scattered tribes of primitive hunter-gatherers. But if this story is true, then who built the mysteries that are undeniably, impossibly older? Who built the world before our own? Scattered across our planet are the ghostly fingerprints of a lost chapter of human history. In modern-day Turkey, there is a site that should not exist, Göbekli Tepe, a vast, complex temple of megalithic pillars carved with breathtaking skill and celestial alignments. The official dating is staggering, 12,000 years old, twice the age of the pyramids, built by a people who, according to our history books, should have been living in caves, armed with nothing but stone tools. Off the coasts of Japan and India, submerged beneath hundreds of feet of water, lie enormous, sprawling ruins, Yonaguni and the Gulf of Khambhat. We see plazas, staircases, and massive structures with perfect right angles, now encrusted with coral. Geologists confirm they were last above water over 10,000 years ago. These are not isolated anomalies, they are the gravestones of a forgotten world, and they all point to one specific moment in time, the catastrophic end of the last ice age. Why does it seem like an entire global civilization was erased from existence right at that borderline? The official explanation is a slow, gradual climate change, but a growing body of evidence now points to a far more violent and terrifying truth. It wasn't a slow melt, it was a global catastrophe, now known as the Younger Dryas Impact Event. The theory suggests that around 12,800 years ago, the Earth passed through the densest part of a disintegrating comet's debris field. We were shotgunned by thousands of fragments, some of them miles wide. The evidence is now undeniable, found in a thin black layer in the Earth's strata, right at the 12,000-year mark. We find massive impact craters hidden under the Greenland ice sheet. We find microscopic glassy spherules, sand and rock melted into glass by an unimaginable heat, then rained down across 4 continents. We find a layer of soot and carbon, the sign of continent-sized wildfires that raged across the planet. This wasn't a gradual warming. This was a baptism by fire, an execution from the heavens. The immediate aftermath was even worse. The immense heat from the impacts and the airbursts instantly destabilized the great ice sheets that covered much of the northern hemisphere. A wall of ice 2 miles thick melted not over centuries, but over weeks and months. The result was a planetary-scale flood of biblical proportions. The sea level didn't rise, it surged, rising hundreds of feet in a terrifyingly short amount of time. Entire coastlines vanished. Subcontinents were swallowed by the waves. The lands of Doggerland in Europe and the Sunda Shelf in Asia, regions that could have been home to millions, disappeared beneath the churning black water. If there was a great advanced civilization on Earth at that time, its home was primarily on these now vanished coastlines. It wasn't just defeated, it was washed away. And for thousands of years, the traumatized survivors tried to warn us. Their stories, passed down through generations, became our most ancient myths, and they all tell the exact same story. The Sumerian tablets describe a great flood that destroyed the cities of their gods and wiped the slate of history clean. The Popol Vuh of the Maya speaks of a great cleansing by water that ended a previous age of humanity. Ancient Hindu texts lament a catastrophic deluge that brought an end to a primordial golden age. And the Egyptian priests told Solon of a dark flood that swallowed their ancestral homeland, leaving only a memory of a time when beings of immense wisdom walked the earth. Are these all just coincidences? Or are they the fragmented collective memory of a single real-world event? Perhaps the most haunting evidence comes not from stone or myth, but from parchment. Ancient maps that should not exist. The Piri-Reis map, the Orontius Finus map. Cartographic enigmas that show the coastlines of a world before the Great Flood. They accurately depict the shorelines of Antarctica, free of ice. A landscape that no human has seen for tens of thousands of years. The question is not whether the maps are real. The question is, who were the original cartographers? Who saw and surveyed a world before the ice melted? The evidence points to a single, stunning conclusion. Before the Younger Dryas cataclysm, there existed a highly advanced, global, seafaring civilization of prehistoric engineers, a culture that could manipulate stone with godlike precision, that understood celestial mechanics, and that charted the entire planet. They were not primitive, they were simply first, and Göbekli Tepe was not the start of their civilization. It was a desperate, last-ditch attempt to preserve their sacred knowledge, a library of stone built by the survivors to endure the coming Dark Age. We are not the first advanced humans to walk this planet. We are merely the latest. Because what happened next is just as strange. Right after the cataclysm, around 10,000 BC, history seems to reboot. In multiple disconnected parts of the world, agriculture appears almost simultaneously, as if from nowhere. Complex construction techniques spring into existence, and the myths of the Sumerians, the Egyptians, and the Maya all speak of teachers or saviors who came after the flood, wise beings who retaught a traumatized primitive humanity the lost arts of civilization. It wasn't an invention, it was a reconstruction, a desperate attempt by the few who remembered to restart the great project of human civilization from scratch. This leads us to the most chilling part of the story, the Taurid meteor stream, the very same debris field that a fragmenting comet left behind, the one that triggered the Younger Dryas event, is still there. Earth's orbit passes through this river of cosmic debris twice a year. For decades, astronomers believed it was mostly dust and small pebbles, but recent surveys have revealed a terrifying truth. The stream is hiding a population of enormous, dark objects, some of them miles in diameter, their orbits perfectly matching the ones that struck us 12,000 years ago. The cycle is real. The great resets of Earth's history are not random acts of God. They are predictable, recurring celestial mechanism, and we are heading right back into the densest part of the storm. The Great Flood of 12,000 years ago wasn't just a story from the past, it was a warning for the future.